I personally think one of the best isolation movements. Use a machine I actually haven't used in a while. Shit. Really gotta push for those last reps, okay? Challenge yourself on these. I always start with my lower body movement because that is going to be the most demanding lift of the day. It's going to be the one I'm going to be lifting the heaviest with. So we're going to start with a Smith machine squat here. I already started with a warm-up set. I actually started with 2 warm-up sets today. For the bar placement, you want it on your upper back, not on your neck. I prefer a narrow stance on these, so my feet are a little inside of shoulder width. But we're really going to be focusing on driving the knees out because it's a quad focus. I know I've made this abundantly clear before, but in case it's the first video you've seen of mine, you might not be able to go all the way down here. The lower you go and the worse your mobility is, the more your lower back is getting down. So that's something you don't want to see. So take your time with these. It's going to take time to get depth. Don't feel like you need to go ass to grass right away because that's just not the reality of most people's movements. So coming down, keeping the chest up. Another thing I want to mention is you should be keeping your core tight the whole entire time. It's really going to help prevent your lower back from rounding by keeping your core nice and tight. So what I like to do is think about drawing my belly button up to my spine. Also with your arms, I'm going to put my mic down so you can see. You want your arms to be going upward like this. You want to be grabbing the bar like this, really pushing the bar down and into your back, keeping a nice, tight, strong upper body. Sure, as you might have already found out, the more that you slow the movement down, the more difficult it's going to become. But that's good. We want that intensity. We don't want to just be throwing the weight around. Obviously, the heavier the weight gets, the quicker our movement will be. But just remind yourself to slow down, really focus on the muscle at hand. And that's where the real gains come in. Now we are going to use a machine I actually haven't used in a while. I usually use a Smith machine for my step-ups, but I decided to switch it up today. I always go compound movement and then single leg movement, but a single leg movement that I can lift pretty heavy with. So I decided on step-ups today because I personally get a really good glute connection with these. A few things real quick I want to touch on. I always do opposite arm, opposite leg. So I hold the handle in my left hand if I'm working my right leg and vice versa. And then I always start with the weaker leg. I actually already did my right leg, so I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the left. Another thing here is these definitely feel a little awkward at first. Don't feel like you need to lift super heavy. Take your time and you will progress from there. So see how I'm hinging forward at the hip and driving up. Tapping that foot behind you, driving up. Trying to use this back foot as little as possible. I just want to let it be known that I'm only 2 exercises in and I'm cooked. So here's goes to show. If you push through intensity, you don't need that many exercises. So just like how I like to start with the most demanding lift of the legs, I also do the same for the upper body. And my main focus right now is pull-ups. Whenever I do pull-ups at the end of my workout, I just don't get the most out of them. And honestly, they are one of the best upper body exercises you can do. So that's going to be my main focus for my upper body session today. Thinner the band, the harder it's going to be. So don't be afraid to use the thickest band in the gym, okay? Because we're focusing on form and the progression will come in time, okay? Really gotta push for those last reps, okay? Challenge yourself on these. Next, I always do some kind of row. Rows are so good. They hit a variety of muscles in the back, and back is truly the one thing I'm trying to focus on right now. I'm gonna be doing a cable row today. Make sure you keep your chest up and try to keep a neutral spine. We don't want too much movement. Obviously, slight movement is completely normal and definitely helps me get a better connection, but I'm going to be thinking about, I'm going to have more of a wider grip, and I'm going to be thinking about really pulling my elbows, like driving my elbows back is kind of what I like to think about doing. Honestly, those felt a little messy, so when that happens, what I'm going to do is that next set, I'm going to bring the weight down just a little bit so I can really focus on the movement itself until I get stronger to be able to hit that weight a little bit better. So for this round, we're going to drop the weight a little bit. Honestly, I really like recording sometimes because I love recording all the time, but also I watched that video back and I saw something that I wanted to fix. So if you're doing this on your own, if you don't have a personal trainer to watch you, record yourself if you feel like you're not doing something right, because then you can really see like maybe what it is that you could be fixing and adjusting. I fear I might be that person at the gym, but I make sure it's like put away in the corner, you know, like out of people's way. But tell me why I need this much stuff. This movement single-handedly grew my shoulders. I swear by it. It's, I personally think, one of the best isolation movements for your side delts, and that is the cable lateral raises. Pro tip, have some of these. This is by a hypertrophy coach, honestly. Not all wrist straps are made the same, okay? These ones are something about them. I just love. So a few things here. The cable just needs to be right about where your shoulder would lie if it was lying straight down. And the idea here is you're going to be pulling, obviously, with that side delt. You want to have a slight bend in the elbow. And with your hand, pretend there's a cup in your hand, and you're literally coming to the top and you're just slightly pouring it out, just giving a nice little pour. So that's kind of how I like to think of like what I like to do with my hand at the top of the movement. So coming up, getting a really nice contraction at the top. Another thing is you don't want to be going too far past your shoulder. Otherwise, we're going to start working other muscles. So coming here, parallel with the floor, coming down, and again, driving back up. I'm going to go ahead and put the mic down because just like with every other exercise I talk about, use your other hand to just hold yourself onto the machine just for extra stability. It burns so good. I always end with an isolation, usually glute isolation or quad isolation movement. So today I am going to be doing the back extension. These I'm going to be doing with more of a neutral spine to hit my glutes and hamstrings, but also my lower back because I'm trying to strengthen that part. So I personally like to use an easy bar with these rather than like a dumbbell or plate. I just feel like I can get a little more depth and it's easier to hold the weight. So I'm a little nervous for these. These are honestly really difficult, so don't think you need to be lifting super heavy. I would honestly rather use no weight than super heavy weight, so. Shit. Those are so difficult, but they're so good.